Hey, all my Aquarius friends. My name is Teri Hunter. I'm an intuitive astrologer, and I'm here today to talk about Jupiter's retrograde in Gemini in your fifth house of creative expression, entertainment, fun, pleasure, romance. It's quite an enjoyable house, and Gemini is quite a social and fun sign. So, what's going to happen is Jupiter is going to revisit some dynamics, probably more than anything about your own personal creativity. But before I jump into that, let me just do a bit of business. This video is based on whole sign Western astrology. So, when I'm talking about Aquarius, I'm talking about Aquarius rising as dictating the landscape of the chart. And so, meaning the house structure. So, if you are an Aquarius sun or an Aquarius moon, you will want to go to one of the free birth calculators and check what your rising sign is. You'll need your time of birth and your location to determine that information and then go to that video. So, what we're going to see here is that Jupiter is going to revisit some themes that were happening back in late July through September of 2024, specifically around August 19th. Give or take a day or two, that's when Jupiter was direct at 17 degrees, making an exact square to Saturn retrograde in Pisces at 17 degrees in your second house, the second house of money and finances that you make through your own skills. The second house is also a house that is representative of our self-confidence as it was shaped by our home life and our childhood. So we're probably going to be revisiting some themes that have to do with your personal pleasure, your self-expression, and how that relates to your ability to make money. Jupiter rules wealth. It rules expansion. It rules foreign people, foreign places. It rules the religious dynamics. It rules the judicial system. And for me personally, I think of it as like the House of Representatives in the Congress, where Capricorn rules the president and that presidential team. I don't think of the House of Congress and the representatives. I think of them as different branches. So the reason I say all this is because I think on a world stage, we're going to be seeing events affecting us as well. So the second house of money could be feeling dry. It could be feeling as if, Pisces rules a sense of creativity as well. It rules photography. It rules filmography. It rules dance and lyrics and song and poetry and sort of a dreamy, the imagination. And here you could be revisiting themes on how to use your creative skills to implement and make money through those dynamics. And yet, at the same time, there can be a sense of fear, a sense of repression, a sense of, will I be good enough? Will I be talented enough? Am I too weird? Aquarius sometimes can feel like they're too weird. And I don't necessarily think that's true. I think that more and more as we move forward into humanity's expansion itself, we're going to embrace people and their authenticity. So I think this is important. On December 24th, we will experience the second square between Saturn and Jupiter. This time, Jupiter is retrograde and Saturn is moving direct. So we are now again feeling this tension that Saturn is bringing forth. Now, Saturn is saying, are you building sustainable structures with your skills? Are you building enduring dynamics with your talents and with your viewpoint and exercising your voice? The Aquarian energy is very futuristic. It's very thinking of what can be versus what is, and it can rebel against the old. And Saturn represents the old, so this square could really feel like a wanting to rebel against the old. And at the same time, I kind of, as I'm saying this to my Aquarius, I feel like I'm hearing that old Girl Scout song, keep the old, but make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other is gold. There could be something going on with this. We also see that this square between Saturn and Jupiter in December, right around the holidays, is going to be in effect and influential all the way through about the 22nd of January, which takes us through Inauguration Day in the United States. So here we have Saturn ruling the president, the government, and we have Jupiter ruling houses of government and judicial systems. We have the House of Democracy, Gemini. We have the libertarian rebel here, Aquarius. There could be a lot of stuff that gets kicked up within inside of you, things that had maybe even laid dormant for a while. And this could be, I almost want to say that the outside events could really spawn passion that gives you a broader sense of creative expression. And the retrograde supports that, meaning the review of things or the revisiting of things, because we really have an interesting dynamic between Saturn and Jupiter. Saturn is all about restriction and limitation and contraction. And Jupiter's all about expansion and about faith and about philosophies, ideologies, which is also very complementary to you as someone who can look to the future of what you want for your life. We see that at the beginning of the retrograde in October through mid-December, that Jupiter will be making a sextile to Aries. And Aries is your third house of communications, but it's not just the communications outside of yourself, it's that self-talk as well. So this is an opportunity for you to really look at how you talk, how you speak, how the media that you interact with. Again, we've got Gemini overlaid here in that third house of Aries. Chiron is the wound that we bring in. Transit Chiron is emphasizing the wound of self. The North Node is currently in the sign of Aries, and that is further giving this feeling of wanting to individualize, pioneer out, to be a hero in my own life, and to exercise my voice, your second house being lit up. So I think that this Chiron sextile to Jupiter offers a sense of wisdom and understanding through anything that has been disruptive in the square, or anything I'm revisiting that was disruptive that could potentially come up again during the holidays. The holidays are always very challenging, because there's so much money is spent. Families feel a sense of sometimes obligation to be together rather than choosing. And there's a lot of, I don't know, there's just a lot of tension around the holidays. It can accentuate loneliness, it can accentuate challenges. And here you might see some of that being kicked up as well. When Saturn stations in December to go direct, there is going to be this feeling of Saturn standing here within 4 degrees of Jupiter with his hands in the sky, sort of looking at you going, are you going to go back into your history, into your story of feeling outcast, or are you going to start to carve out something new, something that's sustainable for you as an individual, you as a unique expression? That fifth house is where we find pleasure, joy, romance. It's where it rules the high school experience, where before we're actually jaded, but in that high school experience, we're very vulnerable to other people's opinions of us, and it also rules the performer, again, vulnerable to the audience's reaction. So I think that that's where the square is illuminating, and where it is maybe challenging you most. But I also want to say this, because Saturn is your co-ruler. And as such, you have an opportunity here to use Saturn's energy to your benefit. And in such, I mean the benefit of enduring over time, knowing that Saturn rewards through the process of walking through my fears, through my trepidations, through any oppressions or anything that has felt limiting, and then allowing Jupiter's expansion to reveal new sight. I know Jupiter is in detriment in Gemini, and yet at the same time, there's something about Jupiter's international flair that gives me the feeling that it's just more about Jupiter not getting irritated with the details that must be implemented in the Gemini energy. I want to offer that as far as like if there are irritations that come through, because I do think that Aquarius also thinks very expansively, very big. So one of the biggest irritations may be in the details, implementing the details, being able to stay on track and make sure they're done before getting inspired and wanting to move on to something different, or something, the next chapter of something. Okay, so that's it for me for my Aquariuses for the Jupiter retrograde. Again, my name is Teri Hunter. I'm an intuitive astrologer, angel therapy practitioner, and intuitive. If you'd like to book a reading with me, my information is below in the description. Please join me Sunday mornings live at 11 a.m. That's where I do I pull a tarot card and I do an angel reading for each one of the signs, and we get the angel's advice for traversing the week ahead's transits. Please like, please subscribe, please comment and share, and hit that notification bell so you'll know when new content comes out. All right, Aquariuses, have a great Jupiter retrograde. Bye-bye.